Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is DB Talking Now, DB Talking Birds, DB Talking Philadelphia Eagles. Welcome, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. We have a lot to get into today, and we will be live with Patrick J today, but not right now, but we will be shortly. So that is good. That is good news. Let's go ahead and get started. The Eagles have showed interest in cornerback TJ Carey, according to Bleacher Report. Good signs there. Obviously, guys, we got to bring in a cornerback. We definitely got to bring in a cornerback to possibly take up that second spot. Big Play Slay, welcome, my man. Welcome. The other things I want to go ahead and address as well. The Eagles have had a pre-draft visit with wide receiver Kadarius Toney. You know this gets me excited, man. You know this gets me excited. I absolutely love Kadarius Toney. I think he's going to be a complete stud. And another thing as well, wide receiver Terence Marshall has listed the Philadelphia Eagles as one of the teams that have shown the most interest. This is huge. This is huge, guys. Jalen Hurts-me, welcome, my man. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. My man. It's been a busy week so far, but it's been all right. How are you doing? That's the big question, Jalen. That's the big question. How are you doing? And so I love it. You know, both these guys I absolutely love. Kadarius Toney, Terence Marshall. Here's the thing that life is good. Life is good, Big Play Slay. Life is good, my man. Thank you. Like I said before, when you last asked me that, or somebody asked me, I wish I had one of those T-shirts. It said "Life is good." I gotta get me one of those. That's for sure. I used to have one. Growing up. But not anymore. But yeah, no. I mean, here's the no, not a solo show today. Patrick J. Jalen Hurts-me says. Jalen Hurts-me says solo show today. No, Patrick J is going to join us at some point. He's got a few work things to wrap up, and he will be joining us. He's gonna comment a little bit, from what I understand, until he can join in. So we'll just have to see if you guys can get a hold of him in the comments. But we will see about that. Here's the one worry about Kadarius Toney. About the Eagles showing interest in Kadarius Toney and Terence Marshall, is I hope this isn't a thing where Howie Roseman is going to say, okay, these are the guys that I like for 37. Because obviously there's one thing that these guys have in common, right? They're wide receivers, right? So does this mean that they're going to take a wide receiver at 6? You would think so. You would think that this means that the Eagles are saying that they're going to take a wide receiver. They're heavily invested in taking a wide receiver early in this draft, possibly at pick 6 or possibly at pick 12. Patrick, there he is. I am here, my guys. Sorry I'm late, but excited to talk to you. Soob, come on. Come on. Come on, it's an N. He knows I'm going to give him shit for the typing error, even though I shouldn't. Kadarius Toney will be a stud at second. I agree. So as I was saying, I'm hoping that this isn't like, okay, they're gonna invest in the wide receiver position in general at 37. I hope that they don't wait until then. I'm hoping that it just means that they're just doing their due diligence. They're going to take a wide receiver, at 12. I hope that's my hope. But Big Play Slay is getting on you too, Patrick. Dak is king. Welcome to the chat, my brother. Welcome to the chat. Always welcome a Cowboys fan. Because they always have something, Welcome to the chat, brother. Good to hear from you. Just kidding. Patrick is one of us now in the chat, LOL. Well, he's done it before, Dak. He's done it before. You may have not have been here for that one, but he's done it before. Patrick's a little bit of an extraterrestrial. And yes, that is the word that I meant to say. Patrick is a little bit of of an alien. Hey, bro, try typing in the middle of a meeting. Oh, don't even get me started. I have to multitask for my job too. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Don't even go there with me. Don't even go there with me. I love you. So let's jump on this thing here. Let's jump on this thing. Terence Marshall. I mean, let's look at it. I love Terence Marshall. We all know that. I've talked at length about Terence Marshall. I love Kadarius Toney. We all know that. I've talked at length about Kadarius Toney. Terence Marshall. Could the Eagles possibly reach for Terence Marshall at 12? Is that what this means? I mean, I hope not, because I think Patrick J agrees with me where Terence Marshall would be a reach at pick 12. But Howie Roseman could do something like that, just because of the aftermath response of us whiffing on not taking Justin Jefferson last year. And obviously the one thing that the two do have in common is they both come from LSU. LSU produces great wide receivers. And talk about LSU wide receivers. My God, Jamar Chase runs a 4.3. Jesus Louise. Jeez Louise. Yeah, there's no way. He wasn't getting to pick 6, guys. He wasn't getting to pick 6. So there's that. Jalen Hurtsby says Cowboys fans are the best in the league. All agree, right? Not. This is a Q&A today, guys, so we're allowed to just goof around and have fun. What do you guys think about the Eagles showing interest in TJ Carey? Obviously, it's nothing official yet. It is just a report. It is just a rumor. But we obviously do need help in the secondary. What do you guys think about the interest of TJ Carey? Shoot a response in the live chat as you do, because you guys are so phenomenal. It drives me absolutely insane sometimes. Insane in the best of ways. Insanity at its finest. Firestone, groundbreaking. Anybody remember that song? Anybody? Big Play Slay says, fuck you, Howie Roseman. I fault you for trading down. I don't think we were going to get Jamar Chase, my man. I don't think we were going to get Jamar Chase, especially now. Like, even if we still had the 6th pick, like, I mean, and I talked about this the other day. I mean, let's say the Bengals do go offensive lineman, even though, me personally, I actually think that's the move that they should make, because I think it's the smartest move, guys. I think most of us can agree. You build from the lines. And they need another tackle. They took Jonah Williams last year, but they need another one to protect Joe Burrow. It's just facts. Bet on it. Facts. But they might take Jamar Chase. The Falcons might take Jamar Chase. But here's the thing. I think right now there is a general consensus between the mocks, right? The general consensus is this. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 quarterbacks. It's going like this. The quarterback, obviously Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance or Justin Fields, and then Trey Lance or Justin Fields. Like it's that's the general consensus. Patrick J, obviously, I'd like to think that they are considering them at 2nd round. Maybe they have their eyes on another position group at 12 and looking at wide receiver at 2nd. It's a great value pick to get Marshall at 2nd. I agree. And him and I have talked about this a ton. But the thing is that if Marshall gets to, if Terence Marshall gets to the 2nd, there's a possibility that he doesn't get to the 2nd. But that's the thing too, is there are a lot of guys, after the 15th position ranking, where, they're kind of rated from, 15 to early 2nd, and that's a hard thing to grab a hold of. It really is. It's a hard thing to grab a hold of. It's a hard thing to predict a mock when you got guys like that. Dak is King says, Patrick, what do you think of your Cardinals making all these moves? They signed Sean Williams, Malcolm Butler, and has Dunbar in for a visit on top of Green, Hudson, and Watt signing. That's a great question, and I'll remind him to answer that question when he does join in on the chat for sure. Guys, this has to be the fastest draft class ever. I feel like everyone runs a 4.3, LOL. Yeah, Patty, you are correct. You are right. And it's kind of crazy because we were talking about that where, I think it was the aftermath of me talking about Jason Avant and Quentin Mickle, and they were talking about route running, and like Jason Avant ran like a 4.5 or close to a 4.6, and you just don't see that these days. And now obviously we're entering this draft, and like nobody's getting really close to that 4.5 mark. It is kind of insane. It is kind of insane. All these skill position players are running like 4.3s. It's nuts. It's nuts. And I think Eric Stokes honestly kicked that off. Wasn't Eric Stokes the one who ran the 4.2, the cornerback? Big Play Slay says, considering all opinions, the Bengals know that it's a deep wide receiver class. Why the hell would you not draft Penei Sewell at pick 5? He's the consensus top O-lineman in this year's draft. Yeah. No, that's a great point. That's a phenomenal point. Honestly, I think either Penei Sewell is the top offensive lineman in this draft class, but I think either him or Slater will be perfectly fine. But yes, agreed. And that's just because they might do something stupid. That's just because they might do something. I mean, it's not even it's not even stupid. They're going to be fine with, but like, I feel like they should draft an offensive lineman, like I said, because you got to keep your quarterback, who, by the way, guys, Joe Burrow is still injured. You got to keep him upright. You don't want him to get injured again. So go out, draft an offensive lineman. Go out and draft a guy who is predicted to be a stalwart for years to come, and just call it a day. Call it a day. And that's what they should do. They can get a wide receiver in the second round. I have to find my charger. Hold on one second. All right. Kane Grayson, welcome to the chat, my dude. Welcome to the chat, brother. Welcome. You did not see us yesterday because we both had long work days yesterday. Unfortunately, I do apologize. Greatly. Where the hell is this fucking thing? I'm having some technical difficulties, guys. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. The actual fuck. Hey. All right. Give me 1 moment, guys. All right, there we go. All right, I had to find my charger. Sorry about that. All right, let's see where we're at. Patrick J says, unless you are absolutely sold on one guy, if you think Smith is a stud, get him. If you think Farley is a stud, get him. But there is a lot of value to be had in second round. Yeah, Patrick, you're right. There is a lot of value to be had in the second round. There is. But Howie Roseman is not as smart as his fans. It's just facts. It is facts. And I know you're probably laughing right now inside because you're at a meeting when I say that. But if Howie just listened to his fans the last 3 years, the Eagles would be better off and Carson Wentz would still be on this team. And that has nothing to do with Carson Wentz. We would have selected DK Metcalf probably when we selected Andre Dillard. All of the above. So the issue is this, is that, we continue to talk about the 37th pick because we're partly afraid that Howie Roseman is going to fuck the 37th pick in the draft. That's it. There's another article that came out, talking about, do we think that Nick Sirianni can get the most out of Jalen Reagor? What do you guys think? You think he'll be able to unlock the potential of Jalen Reagor? Because me, I'm kind of on the borderline of where I've lost faith in the guy. And the reason for that, and I know it's probably unfair, but the reason for it is because you just don't, you put up more production. I don't care if you're even a first round bust. You put up more production than that when you're a first rounder. You just do. I feel like I remember splashier plays from Nelson Aguilar than I fucking got from Jalen Reagor. And guys, that's saying a lot. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Big Play Slay says, but me personally, I would like to see a Jamar Chase, Liam Eckenberg combination in the draft this year. Yeah. Howie Sirianni back in the chat. Yeah, me too. I miss Howie Sirianni. The truth of the matter is that Patrick J scared him. He scared him away. Dak is king. DB, I got a question. What's your question, bro? What's your question, dog? What's your question, Dak? Come on, dude. Shoot. Shoot from the hip. Big Play Slay says Jalen Reagor fits Nick Sirianni's system. I agree with you. I do agree with you, and that's why I'm hopeful. I am hopeful that he can unlock his potential. I am hopeful. But you know who's going to be even better in the system? Rashad Bateman, Kadarius Toney. They're better. They will be better versions of Jalen Reagor. They will be better versions of Jalen Reagor. Patrick J is establishing. Patrick J is establishing ground rules and guidelines for the podcast from a fucking meeting. That's great. From the comment box. I love it. You know how much I love Rashad Bateman, says Big Play Slay. I do too, bro. As soon as I did my research on Rashad Bateman, I immediately fell in love. And I mentioned that the other day. I was like, if these guys, if both Kadarius Toney and Rashad Bateman waited another year, stayed next year, I honestly do truly believe that they would be 1 and 2 next year or thereabouts. Dacus King says, do you think we are overvaluing speed in scouting a player? I feel like we put so much stock into their 40 time. That's a great question. That is a great question. I don't think. Here's the thing. Patrick J and I really don't. Speed is essential because it kind of determines how quickly you can get downfield and break away from your coverage. But but it's not going to be the determining factor when it comes to breaking on a route, or how you can get off a jam at the line of scrimmage. That's all technique. That's all strength, and then also technique is usually the determining factor when it comes to getting open. Which is another thing that Jason Avant mentioned, and that's all stuff that you can work on, with your shoulders too. You guys remember Jason Avant? Like, he wasn't fast, but we absolutely loved Jason Avant. The reason why he was able to get open, most of the time, is because he worked on his technique like a crazy motherfucker, man. Like he was, and he became that consistent target. Wide receivers need to work on their technique like Jason Avant worked on their technique, and then they'd be fucking great. And then that combined with speed. So speed, I feel like to answer your question, I feel like there are people that do overvalue speed because it's not the be-all, end-all. So there are people that overvalue it, but it's just one aspect of the pie, baby. It's one piece of the pie. Patrick J says Bateman is going to be a number one receiver in the near future for an NFL team, no doubt. Oh, are you listening to Gwen Stefani? Is that what that means? I agree with you, Patrick. I'm just giving him shit, guys, because I just want him to join the chat. I want him to join the podcast already. But unfortunately, he doesn't have any control over that. And so I'm kind of being a little bit of a gremlin. It's all right. Kane Grayson says, I have a good talking point. What do you think about 17-game season? I know Patrick was talking about that the other day, but it's official now, and a lot of players hate it. That's a great talking point. My thing is this: I think that a lot of players are hating it because of injuries and things like that, and they are getting exhausted. They are exhausted by the end of a season. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't believe they changed the roster size. I don't believe they changed the roster sizes when it came to that, but they did include, obviously, they did make some changes when it came to the IR and things like that last season. So I'm guessing that they're thinking that that's going to help. My personal opinion is, look, I'm a fan, guys. I want to see more games. That's the truth. So I want more action. I want to be able to have more time to see players develop and things like that. I want to be able to see Jalen Hurts throw for more touchdowns and throw for more yards. The thing is this, is what does that mean in its entirety, right? You're giving people more time to break records. And so now you're kind of changing up the game. You're changing up the tables, and it's just a crazy, it's just adding a crazy little aspect into the formula. But as a fan, I like it. When it comes to the players, I understand. Honestly, when it comes to the players, I understand. Dennis Brown, welcome to the chat, my man. Welcome to the chat. One love. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. And he's talking about the speed and quickness of a wide receiver. Speed and quickness, different skills. Avant, quick out of his breaks. Exactly. Going back to Jason Avant. Jason Avant was phenomenal with that. And he, like I said before, he worked on his technique like nobody's business. And if a wide receiver could adopt the work ethic that Jason Avant had, they would all be number one receivers, honestly. Jalen Ersby says, I feel like speed is not overvalued, but 40 time is. Sometimes it's not about that short burst only, right? Exactly. Patrick J says, I love me some Gwen Stefani. Yeah, who doesn't love Gwen Stefani? In fact, I even think that Dennis Brown loves Gwen Stefani. At least from her No Doubt days. I know Dennis Brown personally, guys, just so you guys know. So it's okay. I'm not being weird. But it's all right. Patrick J says, I'll talk to y'all soon in person. I'm sorry. Yeah, don't apologize, you crazy kook. Patrick James says 17-game season is going to bring much more importance to depth of each team. Backup QB, extra OL, and other depth are going to be essential going into 17-game season. Yeah, no, exactly. And just talking a bit on that, let's go ahead and tie this into the Philadelphia Eagles real quick, just because that's why it's important that we got a guy like Joe Flacco, right? I mean, that's why it's important that our organization does value the backup quarterback position. Now, obviously, we know that Joe hasn't done much, since he's been with the Ravens, but he's seen a majority of the different situations and different scenarios that a quarterback needs to see. And so, say something does happen to Jalen Hurts, or we do need to put in Joe Flacco, just because players do have a hard time adjusting to the 17-game season, because that is a long season. 16 games is a long season. Then we have that experience. We have a guy that can adjust to different situations, and so that's why it's important. All right, DB. Well, thank you for joining. Have a good rest of your Wednesday evening. One love. Kane Grayson says Justin Fields even ran a 4.4. Everyone is just getting faster and stronger. Yeah, no, I completely agree. They're all going to eat dinner at Tom Brady's house. Giselle Bundenshin, or however you say her last name, she's serving up pot, or she's serving up pot. She's serving up pot stickers is what I was gonna say. She's serving up crab cakes for the entire block of quarterbacks and wide receivers. Dak is king. Yeah, Mac Jones also had a fabulous showing in his pro day, it looked like. Yeah, they're all doing a really good job. Talking about Mac Jones, there was a report that insinuated that Bill Belichick didn't like what he saw from Mac Jones, and I kind of got a different feeling. I do have a feeling that the Patriots are going to take a quarterback. It makes sense to me. It kind of explains their huge run in free agency during the legal tampering period. They're setting up for a guy to come in and take over, and you kind of want to get those skill players into the New England system, get them acclimated to the New England system, so that you can bring in that quarterback, and already have the skill set and already have the skill guys acclimated for that quarterback. So it makes sense to me. And so I really am strongly believing that the Patriots are going to go a quarterback early in this draft. Jalen's laughing at me. Thanks, buddy. Bundenshin. I really don't know how to say her last name, dude. I really don't. Giselle. I'll just call her Giselle. I mean, everybody in the universe knows her by Giselle, so I might as well just say, Giselle. You know what I mean? There he is. Patrick J. Hey, buddy.
It's Giselle Bundchen.
Cannot hear you.
It's just Giselle Bundchen. Can you hear me?
Your mic.
It's on. Can you hear me?
Still can't hear you.
One moment.
I don't think it's me. Oh, it is me.
I am talking.
All right. Well, you keep talking.
Can you hear me? Hello.
Apparently, I'm having technical
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello?
Patrick, what do you think of everything that we've talked about, even though I can't hear you yet?
Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, thanks. That's what you decided to say while I couldn't hear you. Is blah 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 blah.
You heard
Great.
that. You heard
Oh
that.
yeah.
It was a
Okay.
mic test, boy. It was a mic test.
Boy. Boy.
Ah, it's
Welcome.
welcome, dude. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Sorry, man. Just one of those days. But it's Giselle Bundchen. It's not that hard, bro.
Well, how am I supposed to say it right if I don't know the correct pronunciation?
It's just Bundchen. Bundchen. It's I think it's Brazilian, right?
No, she's not
She's
Brazilian.
Brazilian.
No, she's not.
She's for sure Brazilian.
She's German or Swedish.
No, look it up, dude. She's
Dude,
Brazilian.
you look it up.
Okay, I'll look it up. I'll look it up.
Reading Rainbow.
Okay. Giselle Caroline Bundchen is a Brazilian model, activist, and businesswoman born in Horizontina, state of Rio Grande do Sul of Brazil.
Would you like a cookie or do you want
A
the whole
boom.
fucking box?
I'll take the whole box. I'm actually real hungry.
Oh, okay, good. Well, too bad. Backus King says, "Did you guys see the amount of talent that's still left on the market?"
Yeah.
Talk about it. I was gonna glance at it. I didn't. I just
yeah. There's a lot of talents out left. It's crazy almost to like see like all these guys are available. I mean, quarterback market's like dried up. I mean, as weird as it sounds, Alex Smith and Colton McCoy were probably the best two available, but Colton McCoy I think just signed as a backup quarterback to Kyler Murray. Yeah, like looking at, just looking at like running backs. Like we have James Conner that's still available. We have Todd Gurley that's still available. I think it's
hey,
crazy
that's
that
not
those
nice.
What?
Todd's a man.
Okay.
Don't call him Gurley.
My bad, dude. I said that wrong. AP, Le'Veon Bell. I mean, if you guys want a running back, you can get him. But the problem with the running back is, though, you can get James Conner and Todd. I can't even say his last name anymore. Todd, with injury concerns, but you can get the same people in the middle of like a third round. You know, honestly, that's a thing about the running back position right now.
Yeah, you really can. And the one guy that I really like who's kind of like a sleeper is Larry Roundtree the third.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
like, we'll talk about that.
Huh?
No, go ahead.
Oh yeah, he's kind of like an upgraded version of a Corey Clement, but I would take him. I'd probably take him in the fifth if the Eagles had a shot to go get him.
Right.
He reminds me of he really does. He reminds me of a poor man's Melvin Gordon, honestly. He just has a similar build, you know what I mean? He can catch passes out of the backfield. He's versatile. He's versatile enough where he can kind of shed blocks and things, where he can kind of shed tackles and things like that. So he wouldn't be a bad option in the fifth round, later round, sure. Third. But I do really like him. I'm out of Missouri, I want to say.
That I'll have to confirm. I'm not 100% sure on that. But yeah, there's just so many free agents available out there, guys. It's like I see. We'll get to Jalen Hurts' comment in a little bit, but Dacus King just said you could build a team out of just free agents. Yeah, you can. You literally can. There's still Fitz and Antonio Brown, Danny Amendola, Golden Tate, old Eagles, Alshon Jeffrey. They're still available for the receivers.
Sucks.
Yeah, I mean, but listen, they're veterans. I mean, like both the Chiefs tackles, Eric Fisher and Mitchell Schwartz is still a free agent.
Oh yeah, and guard Trey Turner. We talked about
Trey Turner is still a free agent. Jason Peters is still a free agent, as you guys are familiar with, I believe. Bobby Massey from the Bears. I mean, and then defensively, we talked about it. Jadeveon Clowney, Melvin Ingram, Ryan Kerrigan, KJ Wright, Vince Williams, Quan Alexander, Devondre Campbell, Richard Sherman. We talked about Brian Poole a little bit, Steven Nelson, Brashad Breeland,
Cameron Sutton.
Cameron Sutton, Malik Hooker, Trey Boston. So many guys available. And then we're getting to a point where it's like where these guys need to find teams, and or otherwise these guys are going to just wait until the camp starts. So I mean, this is a time where teams like Eagles, where they didn't have a whole lot of money up front, they can kind of come in here and swoop up some of these guys. I mean, I guess it's a good time for you to pull up Jalen Hurts' comment of the Eagles. Like who would be, where was that comment? Oh yeah, who would be some good names for Eagles to target? I mean, go ahead.
I know I saw it, and I was going to bring it up, and I was just going to wait for you to finish. But
yeah, my bad.
Yeah, no, but it is. There are some guys out of those names, and obviously they are names that we continue to talk about. But it's hard to kind of determine what. It's kind of hard to determine if the Eagles are going to do anything until the draft. Like it really is, because we've talked about this before. It's like I feel like they should have had Steven Nelson in for a visit already. I feel like they should have had Malik Hooker in for a visit already. I feel like they should have had some of these guys in for visits already, and they haven't. So that's kind of why. I mean, I can talk about who I think they should be interested in. Yeah, I think they need a power runner. I don't think Miles Sanders has proven that he can be an every down back whatsoever yet. I think he's proven that he's had potential to do it, but I don't think he's proven that he could do it yet. But then again, that also has factors to it, like he hasn't really been used correctly yet. But James Conner, I would love to have in for a visit to see what he could bring to this team. Steven Nelson, yeah, I would love to have him in for a visit to see what he could bring to the team. And I obviously think highly of him. Cameron Sutton, Malik Hooker, a lot of the guys, Trey Turner, guard for the Chargers, and he was a starting guard for the Chargers. The Chargers had to release him because of cap casualty. You know what I mean? And so that's a guy that you should bring in. Like Isaac Samalu needs to get he's not bad, but we could upgrade at that position. So, you know what I mean? And Brian Poole, we talked about Brian Poole too. Me and Patrick J, both of us, right, Patrick? Brian Poole would be phenomenal.
We talked about him. We talked about him long before, and he has a connection with the coaching staff too. So that's a huge signing. Malik Hooker has a connection with the coaching staff. Guys, yeah, exactly like what you said. Guys like Trey Turner, who we didn't even talk about because we didn't know he'll be a free agent. That would be a great get. You could pick up if you can go out there and sign one of these receivers even for cheap. I mean, that would be a good veteran receiver to have with these young receivers that you guys are going to have. It's like you said, it's just a matter of, are the Eagles going to go do something, or are they just kind of waiting and seeing for their prices to drop even more and then seeing how the draft goes, So, I mean, I totally agree with all the comments. Like there's a lot of teams, a lot of guys to be had, a lot of guys that's going to fit the system really well. But it's, like DB said, it just comes down to, are they going to do something about it?
Yeah. And I think that, well, here's the thing. I think that, they're obviously guys. They're keeping their tabs on these guys. That's probably what they're doing. But right now, the Eagles. I mean, here's the thing. It's probably really difficult, and it's probably really difficult for some fans because the Eagles are in a different situation that they've had to be in for quite some time. They're focused on building the team for the future because they have to be. And so their focus should solely be on, not solely, but the majority of their focus should be on the draft and the prospects coming in from this draft class, because that is the future. That's the future of the team. It really is. They don't have a lot of money to work with. So, let's say Steven Nelson comes in and balls the fuck out. You're going to have to, and then you have the draft prospects that come in and ball the fuck out. And then you have Miles Sanders that's going to need a new contract. They obviously don't want to find themselves in this position again. So you can't pay everybody. You know what I mean? So there's that too.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, yeah, for sure. I totally agree with you. So, I mean, yeah, they are, any of these free agents that we talked about, they're going to be a short-term fix, more of a like a patchwork rather than like something of a long-term. So I mean, I get that on the Eagles portion of it. They do have to look for a long-term building pieces, just like you said. And then their attention should 100% be on the draft, not the free agency. So I totally agree with you on that part. But it's not a bad option if you truly think that some of your guys are not ready to take that next step. If you think that your young guys from the draft's gonna benefit from having a veterans around you, then like after the draft, if some of these guys are available, that's not a bad time to pick them up, like DB just said. So totally in unison with that.
Yeah, exactly. King Grayson says, I believe the best thing for the Eagles to do will be taking a tackle if he is available with first-round pick. Having that piece next to your quarterback is going to be important. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you in this sense. If it's Penny Sewell or Rashawn Slater, to be honest, I personally believe it's a little too high for Darrisaw. Not terribly too high, but a little too high. But I expect. Here's the thing. I expect that the Giants are going to take an offensive lineman. That's kind of where a lot of mock drafts are going right now, and they're kind of the consensus pick is Darrisaw. And then the other guy is Elijah Vera Tucker. Obviously, Patrick, we've talked about this a little bit.
Yes.
And he's one of those guys that can kind of play all along the line.
Right.
Would I take Elijah Vera Tucker at 12? I wouldn't. But you could. I mean, you could. Here's the thing. Here's how I look at it. I don't really trust Lane Johnson anymore. And that might be me saying something controversial, but I just don't trust Lane Johnson anymore. And as far as I'm concerned, and Patrick, you and I have talked about this off air a little bit. I think if you're in a rebuild phase, you should trade some of your veterans who you're not getting a lot out of anymore. And then build. Just blow it up and build.
Yeah, I mean, like I talked about, I mean, I agree with you on this as well. It's just, I think the Eagles should be working the phone and really just making their entire team available. And
working those phones, baby.
Yeah, work them phones.
Phones.
And if you got any other takers, I would just sell them. But
takers.
Yeah, I think the one part that's hard.
How much can we get Patrick J to laugh today, guys?
I'm not gonna laugh just because you said that.
I know.
Yeah, I was laughing. I was laughing when I was not on the mic, but
I know you were. That's why I said.
Yeah, I was man. Gwen Stefani, dude, that was funny. Yeah, she looks good, man, for her age.
Okay, Hot Wheels, calm down.
Hey, she's a Cardinal fan too now.
Oh my gosh, that's because
she is.
Yeah,
she's dating Blake.
That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, Blake's like the biggest Cardinals super fan. That doesn't mean
that Gwen Stefani is a Cardinals fan.
Yeah, she is. She's dressed up in Cardinal gears all the time. So
yeah, out of support for Blake, not out of support for the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm just kidding.
Moving on.
Wide receivers will struggle if they can't protect Hurts. Dak is King says. Look, okay, I actually want to address this. Wide receivers will struggle if they can't protect Hurts. Okay, so we have to go back to the line, right? We have to go back to the line. So the Eagles had the 12th best win rate when it came to pass protection last year. It's crazy. I know.
That is a crazy stat.
Mm-hmm. It's a crazy stat. They had the 6th best win rate when it came to run protection last year. It's crazy. I know. Carson Wentz played fucking horribly, guys. I mean, those are the stats. Those are the stats. He did hold on to the ball too long, and then we did have a patchwork offensive line that he didn't feel comfortable about. But like, these guys can protect. Jack Driscoll can protect. Jordan Mailata can protect. You know, Brandon Brooks is going to come back. Lane Johnson is going to come back, and they can protect. Isaac Samalu can protect. The offensive line is not necessarily a glaring need. I said I didn't trust Lane Johnson moving forward for years to come because, one, he's getting older, and the last 2 years the ankle has bothered him. That's why. But but they can protect. And so the other thing is this about the wide receivers struggling. Look, the wide receivers have multiple jobs. One of them is making sure that you hold your blocks for the run game. That's another one. You can still make a niche on the team as a successful wide receiver by holding your blocks. You know what I mean? So I know it's not a sexy topic, but it's true. It's true.
Yeah, offensive tackles are the sexiest guys on the team. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, weirdo. Yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. I just want to go home, Netflix and chill with Jason Peters. That's exactly. I don't do that. I Netflix and chill.
No.
I Netflix and chill on my own. That's exactly me and my me and myself.
Going back to that topic though. I mean, yeah, I agree. I mean, how
did we fucking get there?
It's gonna come down. It's gonna come down to what's available. I mean, honestly, taking an offensive line is not a bad idea. We talked about this before, and then like some of the comments before, you are going to be able to have a good second round talent and receivers because it's very deep in that position. And there is, to be quite frank, there is quite a drop off on offensive linemen after the top first 5 guys, in my opinion. So if you're truly looking at value, then yeah, like maybe taking an offensive tackle wouldn't be a bad idea. If somehow Rashawn Slater is available to you at 12, I mean. Take him, honestly. Take him. If you take Rashawn Slater, that's a stud that you get right there, and then you can pick up the guys that we were talking about, like Marshall or some of the other, like Kadarius Toney, like you said, in the second round. That's not going to be bad at all. I think it comes down to if Philadelphia Eagles are sold on Jalen Waddle, for example, and not Devontae Smith, and then Jalen Waddle gets picked before, I think it's safe to say that the Eagles have a backup option. I mean, like they should, whether it's cornerback or offensive tackle. So, yeah, I think I don't agree. I don't disagree with that opinion. I don't necessarily agree with that opinion either. So it's like I think the Eagles just have to do whatever makes sense for them at that given position. I'm gonna say this again. They just gotta let the draft board play out and then kind of go from there.
That's such a boring. That
is a boring take, but it's honestly what you got to do.
Yeah, but I know. I want to hear you blow up the balloon, man. Like just go ahead and buy a hot air balloon, and be the weird Dennis the Menace kid who just lights the thing on fire for some reason.
I'm going back to a chat.
So the Eagles, okay, so according to Terence Marshall, the Eagles are one of the teams that have showed the most interest. If he doesn't fall, Patrick, like, and I know I'm not throwing like, dollars into this. I'm really not. I'm just saying that based on the need, based on the fact, like I get it, like, and I am worried. I am worried that I think that they are going to say, oh, it's a deep class, so we'll take a wide receiver at 37, and they could still go Mac Jones at 12. I still think that's a possibility. It has dwindled a little bit in my head, but I could still see it. But would they trade up to? Do you think that they would possibly trade up to get Terence Marshall if they got the feeling that he was going to go late first?
Yeah, I think so. Like if they are really interested in a guy, I mean, the Eagles are one of those teams that have the capital to do so, and they should, in my opinion, whether that's Terence Marshall, whether that's Kadarius Toney, whether that's Asante Samuel Jr., whoever it is, if they truly believe that their guy that they are targeting is going to go before them in second round, I think they're one of the teams that have the capital to do so. I think it's important for the Eagles to maximize that value and really capitalize on those picks. I think it's better for them to hit multiple home runs rather than trying to pick up a lot of lottery picks, in my opinion. So if like Terrace Marshall is a guy that you want, and then say, like, I'm just using this as an example, but if like at 31 the Bucks are about to take Terrace Marshall and you know that he's not going to make it to 37, yeah, why not use your extra picks later in the rounds and move up to 30 to take him? You totally should,
Yeah. Yeah. No, they are the team with the most capital.
Exactly.
So, in my opinion, dude, and I don't know if you heard the stream the other day. I didn't really like it, actually. I don't think I was on my game. But like I talked about this. I was like, they should just get it done. Like they should just do it. Like they have it's not hard. It's really not. It's not hard. They have the most capital in the NFL. You want to change your team around, just go fucking do it. It's really not. I feel like sometimes GMs think too much and they make it harder than it needs to be because they try to be smarter than everybody else and they don't need to be. Like if you think about it, if you think about the offense, dude, like what does the offense really need in the first three picks? What does the offense really need? Like if the Eagles went two offensive guys in the first three picks, what do you think that they would need?
What would you think? Just three positional needs for the Eagles?
On the offense, yes.
Easy receiver, tackle in the back. Or like if we're taking quarterback out of the equation.
Okay, so how big of a need is the receiver position?
It's a big need.
It's a big need. How big of a need is the offensive position? I know your take on the Eagles offensive line, but that stat is real and they can and this line can probably do a good job for another.
If we're talking about, if I'm grading it, like receivers are biggest need out of the three positional group. Offensive line is second, and then back's a luxury at this point.
My point is this: guys, could you imagine if the Eagles went wide receiver? Could you imagine that? Could you imagine that? Getting Jalen Waddle or Devontae Smith at 12 and then getting Terence Marshall at 37. Two different wide receivers. But could you imagine what that would do? That would change the offense. That would change the fortunes of the offense. And then from then on, you have all the capital in the world, and then you have 2 third-round picks. You could move up. You could still do what you want to do. You could still address the secondary. You could still address the defense. You could still address the offensive line. Could you fucking imagine? That's what I mean. Like it's like, go do it. You have the capital. I know it sounds like it's easier said than done, but I really don't think it needs to be. We see John Dorsey do it day in and day out with every team he fucking goes to. That's my point. That's my point. You want to make this team better? Why don't you go and address the fucking position that's been giving us the most fucking problems for the past 5-7 years, maybe 10, maybe since T.O.'s been here. Yes. Since T.O. left. Since T.O. left, this has been the position that has been giving us the most problem. Actually, no, I'll say since Deshaun Jackson, since Chip Kelly left, it's been the position that's been giving us the most problems. And just go do it. Just go do it. Like you address your biggest fucking weakness. Go do it. It takes 5 seconds. It takes 5 fucking seconds. Go get the fastest fucking wide receiver in the draft. And go get the dude who looks like he could be a little bit, downgraded version of a DK Metcalf. Go do it. Just go do it. Takes 5 seconds. 5 seconds. It's like a boom boom. It's like a boom boom, Patrick. It's like a tap of the drum. It's like a fucking delicious cookie in your mouth. It's in your mouth and then it's down into your stomach. It's like a scoop of the fucking ice cream. Takes 5 seconds. Takes 5 fucking seconds, bro. That's all I'll say.
You're right.
I'm done.
I agree with you with a lot less passion. I like I said, I think
I'm so tired. I'm so tired of because here's the thing. That's the heart of every fucking Philadelphia Eagles fan just then. It's like that's like the last 10 fucking years. It's the last 10 fucking years we've been dealing with this. 10. Maybe I'm being a little bit hyperbolic. That's like me saying it's been dated to T.O. But it had. But no. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. 10 years. It's 2021, 2011. Deshaun Jackson was drafted in 2008, and Okay, 2013. Okay, it's almost been 10 years. That's fucking insane. That is insanity. That is absolute insanity. Insanity. This wide receiver position. Like, go take care of it. Done.
Yeah, like I said, I think you're like I said, a lot less toned down here. But I think you're echoing what I was saying. They have the capital to do so. So if they have the guys, they should definitely use what they got to go up there and get it. So yeah, totally agree. I mean, and then just to fact check, this is just me thinking out loud. You guys had Jeremy Maclin when you had Deshaun Jackson and stuff, right? That was back then.
Yeah, Deshaun Jackson and Chip.
Jeremy Maclin.
Deshaun Jackson and Chip Kelly. Deshaun Jackson, Jeremy Maclin, and Sean McCoy were all on the
Right.
together.
And then Zach Ertz came in 2013, right? Too.
Yeah, that was 2013. Yeah. Brent Selleck was still a starter.
Yeah.
But 2014. I think D-Jax got nixed after the 2013 season.
That's right.
And then so did Shady.
That's right. Yeah.
Or no, I might be wrong. I might be wrong on that. No, yeah, Shady got nixed after the 2014 season, and then it was just Maclin, Ryan Matthews, and Jordan Matthews. Ryan Matthews was the running back, but Jordan Matthews was the wide receiver.
Right, I remember.
And then he nixed Jeremy Maclin, and it made no. And then he nixed Jeremy Maclin after 2014, and he drafted Nelson Aguilar. And like
I remember that because Alshon Jeffrey was 2017 trade, right?
What?
Alshon Jeffrey was 2017, so
yeah.
I'm just trying to put it all together. Yeah.
It was a signing, yeah.
Didn't you guys have Riley Cooper too in that time?
Yeah, but that doesn't really. Yeah,
Riley Cooper had a decent numbers. I feel like with you guys
in 2014 and 2013. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. Just answering my question in my head.
But he was a racist. Well, he wasn't a racist. He got caught.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to touch on that. He got caught. He got caught saying the inappropriate word at a country concert.
Okay. Where were we?
And he still remained on the team, but yet Deshaun Jackson. Yeah, let's not go back to Chip Kelly.
Yeah, where we leave off on these comments. We
says, Patrick, don't act like you know what a good wide receiver looks like.
I know some good wide receivers.
They have Robbie Anderson, big play slay. We were supposed to trade for Robbie Anderson.
Are we talking the Jets?
Yeah. Fucking talking the Jets.
Hey man, Jets don't. I don't have a whole lot to say about the Jets, but I mean,
you just say Jets,
Cardinals had some decent wide receivers.
You just said Jets.
What? I can't hear you.
You can't hear me.
I just lost you for a second. What'd you say?
Oh, I think you accidentally just said Jets.
Oh, no, I said the Jets didn't have a whole lot of like receivers to goat about, but I mean, Cardinals definitely did. I had some good. I go to games a lot here and there, and then I got to see Fitz through his career. I got to see Anquan Bolden, Michael Floyd when he was good, Steve Preston, John Brown when he was good.
Yeah, they were all better than Eagles receivers during that time.
Yeah, there are some decent receivers to come through, and I got to see D-Hop last season. You know, we'll see how AJ Green does.
All right,
we'll see how it goes.
Shut up. I'm just playing. Yeah, no, I seriously mean that. Like I would if I were the GM, I would do that, especially with the capital that they have now. Because it's a like I understand building for the future, and that's certainly a thing you want to do. But 3 first-round picks, I mean, You don't need 3 first-round picks. You don't. I mean, it's like you. I mean, you really you don't. Not in the future. Not yet. You like you want, especially before the draft. Like if you can use those 3 first-round picks to help you in the current draft, then do it. Then do it. Like because you don't know what some of these guys are going to do with the new coaching staff, and so like build for now. Build for now first, and then try and keep as much capital as you can. And so what that means is, try and get some more picks in the higher rounds for the current draft, and then try and do as much as you can. Try and keep as much as you can for the future. But priority 1, 2, 1, try to get more high picks in the current draft, and then 2, try to do it by and keep the future picks at the same time. And like I don't like that's the only thing I don't like about the 12 like the trade back. Like it didn't really give us anything more in this draft with the exception of a 4th round pick. That's it. It's the only thing I don't like about the trade back. It didn't really give us anything.
I get it.
King Miro, welcome, dude. Welcome, bro. Happy Wednesday, dude.
What's up, dude?
What's up, dude? What's up, bro?
Just saying hi.
I'm not making fun of you. I'm not making fun of you. When have I ever made
fun
of you? No, I'm not.
know.
Dacus King says, I feel like you guys might have done this before, but how do you see the top 12 picks falling out? Oh, they're going to fall out. All of them. They're going to fall out of the pocket. They're going to fall out of the gene. They're going to fall out of the gene pocket of Gwen Stefani. I'm honestly curious.
Answer his question.
Okay. I'm honestly curious, and I'm asking a lot of podcasters to get an idea. Yeah, no, for sure. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I really do believe it's going to be quarterback. Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, and then I think it's going to be either Trey Lance or Justin Fields. And 4, Trey Lance or Justin Fields. And then at 5, I think you have Jamar Chase or you have Penei Sewell to the Bengals.
Yep.
6, again, I think it's either going to be Penei Sewell or Jamar Chase to the Dolphins.
Yeah.
7, we got the Lions. I think you could either see a Rashawn Slater or Devontae Smith here.
I see Devontae Smith, yeah.
Devontae Smith. And then 8.
This is where I see Kyle Pitts coming off the board. Unless it's Mac Jones, I think it'll be one of the 2. But I think if they don't go quarterback, I think Kyle Pitts comes off here for the Panthers.
Yeah, and that makes sense. They might want to get what they had with Greg Olsen out of Kyle Pitts. And 9 for the Broncos, I could see Mac Jones here, or I could see Caleb Farley as well for them, or maybe even a Micah Parsons. 10 for the Cowboys, Patrick Surtain all day. Yep. 11 for the Giants. I see Darisaw. I see Elijah Vera Tucker. I really do think
no way or Quiddy Pay too. They're looking at a lot of edges here. They're doing a lot of interviews. So or another defensive lineman for the Giants. That's what I think. I think they're going to build through the lines, especially with Joe Judge going into his second year. And then we got 12, and that leaves a lot of options. I agree with you. Yeah. I absolutely agree with everything you've said. The draft board plays out exactly like how I had in mind. Like there's a question of where they go, but I think the players that you mentioned all come off before that. So I think the Eagles pick, I think, comes down to Jalen Waddle, J.C. Horn, or Rashawn Slater, in my opinion. I think you can't go wrong with any of these picks.
Gwen Stefani.
I would pick Gwen Stefani all day, but I think Howie is dumber than that.
Oh yeah, he's definitely dumber than that. He would take Miley Cyrus.
So nothing wrong with Miley, bro. I love Miley.
Oh my God, I
Hey,
forgot. I
hey, let's
forgot.
talk about
No,
this. Let's talk
no.
about. Okay, we'll talk about this later. And I saw that comment Jalen Hurts me earlier. We should definitely do a non-football talk. We will do that one day. We'll just talk about these random crap, and you'll love it. But going back to this football talk, though, you and me both agree, right? Jalen Waddle, Rashawn Slater, J.C. Horn, they're all going to be. You should be happy to come away with any of these guys at top first, right?
Yeah, there's a lot. That's what I said. It's going to be really hard for Howie to miss,
Right.
unless he takes Sarah Fuller, like Big Play Slay said.
Hey man, Sarah Fuller's got some legs, man. She can kick.
Yeah, we don't need a kicker. Okay.
Give her a chance. I love Sarah Fuller.
Yeah, she's not bad. But yeah, no, I agree. It's gonna be hard. I mean, I wouldn't even be mad at like reaching for Quiddy Pay here, but still, like, because I think he'd be good at the end of the day. Christian Barmore, I wouldn't be mad at. But no, I think that they should go with Jalen Waddle or J.C. Horn. I think if those guys are on the board, those are the two best guys available. To be completely honest with you,
I'm gonna go Slater. I say Waddle or Slater in my opinion. I think you have to go offense. Waddle
if
will be
he's
my
there.
pick. Yeah,
If
Waddle will be. If we do how we talked about just you and me right now, Slater should be available.
No, I said Slater. Or Devontae Smith to the Lions.
I think the Lions go Devontae Smith or Micah Parsons, dude. In my opinion,
I could see that.
Yeah. So I think Slater. If Slater's available, I think I would go there. Unless it's Jalen Waddle. So I mean, the reason for me to believe that I like Slater in the first round is because you can get guys like Terence Marshall or Kadarius, Tony in the second round.
You would
know what I mean?
You would hope. So.
I think you can get one of those guys at least. So I mean,
honestly,
I think.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. You go. My bad.
Honestly, well, because I think they do need to take 2 wide receivers in this draft. I think they need to do it again. And so honestly, I'm thinking that if that's the case, I think they should try and grab Tylan Wallace in the third, if they can.
Right. And I think it's better spread to take. I highly doubt they're going to go receivers 1 and 2. So I agree. I think that's the reason why I really like a tackle in the first round. Because like I said, there is a lot more of a steep of a drop off in tackles between your top guys and then the secondary guys, as opposed to the receivers. You can really hit a home run in the second round with these guys too. So I think that's why I like this later pick, because then you're gonna have some options when it comes to the receivers in the second round. And then like I said, the Eagles do have the opportunity to use their draft capitals to move up. I think realistically, if a top guy like Rashad Bateman even drops to the 20s, I think the Eagles have the capital to trade up for him.
And they should, dude. Yeah.
So like you said, I think that's the reason why I really like taking a guy like Rashawn Slater in the first round, because you're going to have an opportunity to take a receiver in the second round. I mean, a lot of the names that we talked about, besides Tony and Marshall, Rondale Moore from Purdue. I know that's Big Play Slay's guy. He's going to be available to get. Tutu Atwell from Louisville is going to be available. So I mean, these guys.
I like Atwell. He's fast.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot big of a drop off between the first lineman prospects. There's even a big drop off between the Sewell and Slater down to Darisaw, in my opinion. So if you're able to get a guy like Slater in the first round, that's a reason why I like that route better, because I think you're going to be able to get still a stud wide receiver in the second round, as opposed to the chance of you getting a stud offensive tackle in the second round.
Yeah. Bro, for sure. He's a Bateman guy.
No, yeah, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, Big Play Slay, but you like Rondale Moore too, right? Maybe it's just me, but I like Rondale Moore a lot. I like Atwell, like you said. I'm with you on that. I really like Tony. So I'm big on these guys in the second round. I mean, if you can get Jamar Chase, obviously, yeah, but I think there's a chance of you hitting on a receiver in the second round, a lot more so than you hitting on a tackle in the second round, So I think that's the reason why I like the tackle in the first round, but I wouldn't be upset if they go any of those other positions,
I think if Chase somehow falls to 6, the Eagles should make a play.
Like move back up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they traded back because they thought that the Bengals were going to take him at 5. That was the report that came out.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean Bateman. Yeah, no, he likes multiple wide receivers. Also, yeah, and Jalen Darden's another one to be had in like the fourth round.
Right.
Slater, yeah, and just to touch on some of these other things I missed in the past here, I wouldn't mind Slater with the 12th pick, but I would prefer Jalen Waddle. To be honest with you guys, I see. Here's the thing: when I say this, like I have high regard for Creed Humphrey, and so I'm hoping that the Eagles get Creed Humphrey. That's my guy. And he can be had maybe within the 3rd round. So there's that. And I also have high regard for Michael Manet out of Penn State. What's my take on Creed Humphrey? Kane Grayson says his strengths. I just love the fact I love his versatility. I love that he's able to move all around the inside of the offensive line. That's a huge thing for me. Just because we're gonna need a guy. One, we need a guy who can upgrade at the left guard position. Just because I'm not sold on Isaac Samalu, I don't think I've ever been. And the other thing too is obviously we need a guy who can replace Brandon Brooks eventually. And then we'll also need a guy who can replace Jason Kelce eventually, because again, that's a question mark. So here's the thing too is Creed Humphrey is a guy who can come in, possibly compete for a guard spot. And then if we need him to in the future, he can replace Jason Kelce. That's why I love Creed Humphrey. And I think he's strong at the point of contact too. I think he's phenomenal in the run and pass game. I think he needs a little bit more work in the run game, but I think he's great in the pass game. What are your takes on Creed Humphrey, Kane Grayson? And just to answer your question from before, Kane Grayson, because I did not forget it, what do you think? What do we think his Pats are going to do at 15? I'm not completely sold that the Pats are not going to take Max Jones, Mr. Jones, and Patrick's got a fairy tale to sing. Yeah, I think Bill Belichick is eyeing Mac Jones. That's what I think.
Yeah. Yep.
I think he's eyeing Mac Jones.
I think you guys are going to do everything they can to trade up to get him. So that's where I'm at too. Yeah. If they don't, I mean, they could go a lot of routes. I mean, I think Micah Parsons would be a good fit for them. I think any of the edges will be a good fit for them. They could bolster their offensive line still. So, I mean, Patriots can do a lot of things, but you guys improved a lot with all the additions. So, I mean, I'm excited to see what you guys do.
I don't think it was for Cam.
Creed Humphrey, like DB said, he's a very intriguing prospect. Obviously, he has he has some history with Hurts. He got to play a little bit as a redshirt freshman during practice with Kyler, so he does have a lot of big time quarterback, handling them and working with them. He's a really tough blocker. He's strong at the point of attack. He's really smart. He's got good height and length. And he's just a really fundamental guy. So, like DB said, he's born to be a center, but he's had some practice playing other interior lineman positions too. So, I mean, if you draft someone like him, and if he sits a year as a backup, I mean, he should be able to step in next year to replace any of the 3 interior line positions. So I think he's going to be a great get in the 3rd round. So,
well, we have one of the best offensive line coaches in the league, and that's what I'm saying is like.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can't hear you, dude.
You can't hear me?
I can't hear you. Maybe everyone can hear you.
Really? Guys, say something in the chat if you can hear me.
Maybe it's just me. I can't hear you, DB, but if everyone else can, that's totally fine.
Okay. Yeah, they can hear. Yeah, they can hear me. Anyway. Yeah, no, I was saying I think we have one of the best offensive line coaches in the league. So I think that he would be able to come in and compete for a guard job. But yeah, no, obviously sit behind Jason Kelsey for a year. Maybe he can come in and compete for that center, or maybe he can come in and take over the center job in the future. Let me go ahead and see what Big Play Slay's question was before. Patrick, can you hear me? All right, 1 second, guys. All right, how about now? All right. Let's go ahead and yeah. Jeff Stalin is the GOAT. So that's the thing. That's the thing. He's done a phenomenal job with our offensive linemen. Jeff Stalin has done a phenomenal job with our offensive linemen. I expect him to continue to do that. So happy that we've got him back for another year. So that's absolutely been phenomenal. And if we were able to bring in a guy like Creed Humphrey, that would be a great, that would be a great get. You know what I mean? That would be a phenomenal get. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with Patrick. All right. Hopefully he can join us back soon. Hopefully. Dak is King asked, do you guys watch a lot of college tapes and study these scouting reports? We do. We try to get to as many of them as we possibly can. We definitely watch during the college season as well. And we try to look at many individual players as we possibly can. So there's that. Patrick, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, awesome. There we go.
I lost you for a little bit.
Yeah, Dak is King said, do you guys watch a lot of college tapes and study these scouting reports? And I was saying, yeah, we do. I mean, we watch the call. We watch. He said, do you guys watch a lot of college? Can you turn your thing down?
Yeah, I'm trying to put my AirPod in because I couldn't hear you with my AirPod in, so I had to listen to you on the computer, but I think I'm good now. So.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And so we try to watch the games as much as we possibly can, and try to watch these players individually as much as we can during the game. But yeah, no, we absolutely do study the films and study the players. And a lot of it, and this is our favorite time of year, so we do invest a heavy amount of time into getting to know these players. Some of them we don't some of them we don't know, but we do. But that's part of the fun part is we love getting to investigate and discover these new players that we didn't see before. Patrick, you want to go ahead and touch on this a little bit?
Yeah, no, it's a. I mean, I think I can speak for him too, and he just said it. But we're a fan of the games first and foremost, and we absolutely just love spending time and talking about it more so than anything. I love college football. I even love high school football. I like seeing how the recruiting goes, and kind of keeping tabs on these guys from their recruiting all the way up to their days into being drafted. So it's this, like you said, this is my favorite time of the year. The NFL offseason rolls around with the draft. I mean, obviously NBA is wrapping up, so I absolutely love that. The spring training just wrapped up, so the baseball starts soon. Hockey's going into the stretch run too, so it's a good time to be a sports fan. I just watch a lot of tapes and film in general. And more than anything, I love talking about it. Therefore, I love doing this and speaking to everybody. And I love just between me and him too. Like before pandemic, we used to meet up a lot just to talk sports and talk shop and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's just fun just being able to study and talk about it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. 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 I'm looking for this Roger Goodell question.
Okay.
That big play Slay gave us. And I do remember him asking the question, but I forgot the question. And what I was saying, by the way, before you cut out is when right after you said Creed Humphrey could sit for a year. We do have one of the best offensive line coaches in the NFL, Jeff Statland, and so
Correct.
he does a phenomenal job at getting these guys ready. And so I do see him coming. If he came to the Philadelphia Eagles, he could compete for a starting guard job probably right away. But yeah, no, if he were to take over the starting center job, that would obviously happen in the future. But still all the same, having a player like that and working with Jeff Statland would be phenomenal. Whether you're sitting or whether you're, starting right away, it doesn't matter. But
Right, for sure.
yeah. So about this non-sports chat sometimes.
Yeah, well, maybe we can do it on the weekend.
Yeah. I mean,
is that something that people want?
I think so. It's kind of more of a natural shindig, guys. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about going into the desert and digging for, chins. It's just weird. Don't do that. I'm talking about like a shenanigan is what I mean. I guess that's another good word for it. It's kind of a natural thing, you know what I mean? So, but I mean, we can try if you want. We can try and plan a
Yeah.
thing.
I mean, I'd be down for it. I'm sure football will come up at some point, but I'd be down.
Bing, big bada boom.
Bada boom, bada bing.
Bada boom, bada bing. Ah, chicken. Come on. Please tell me you got that reference.
Yes, I do.
Okay. So Kane Grayson says, where does football rank in your favorite sports? It's my favorite, honestly. Football is my favorite. Patrick?
It's it's not my favorite, to be honest with you. I was born and raised baseball fan, so baseball probably tops it. And then it goes football, basketball, hockey. I'm really into NASCAR too. I'm like that. So
okay.
I know NASCAR. Who likes NASCAR? I love NASCAR.
No, NASCAR's not bad. I just haven't. I haven't seen it in a while. So, to each their own. dude. You put me on the spot here.
Indeed.
No. What's your okay? So here it is. Big Play Slay says, "What's your guys' thoughts on Roger Goodell wanting full stadiums for the 2021 NFL season?" That's right. What are my thoughts for it? My thoughts are this. I mean, if the necessary precautions are taken, those are my thoughts. If the necessary precautions are taken, then sure. But I think that everybody kind of wants full stadiums for the 2021 season. I think we kind of want things back to normal. But the thing is that things aren't going to go back to normal. I mean, we've been impacted heavily by COVID. And I think it's going to take time. I think it's going to take a lot longer than a lot of people think. But I mean, I think, yeah, ideally we would love for things to get back to the way they were, especially fucking Roger Goodell, because he's been losing money. But it's probably just not going to be the case. That's my take on that. He's probably not going to get full stadiums in 2021. 2022 maybe, but 2021 no. And that's why they just signed the huge deal with Amazon and Peacock. They just signed the huge deals with Amazon and Peacock. So Amazon and Peacock have exclusive rights for certain games this season. And so you'll have to subscribe, right, to Amazon and Peacock to be able to watch specific games. If I'm talking about this correctly. So Roger Goodell, I don't give a fuck what Roger Goodell thinks. I really don't. If the correct precautions are taken, then yeah. But I like. I feel like he's just talking. He misses his money. That's what I think is going on here. Patrick, do you want to talk on this?
No, my take is pretty simple. I mean, that's what we want to do. We want to get to that full stadium and normalcy a little bit closer, but it's jumping to that conclusion. And I hate to talk about a team like this, but just like Texas Rangers are doing for their opening day, jumping to that and trying to fill up the stadium just to fill up your pockets quicker, it's only going to delay this process longer. I think you have to care and consider everybody else first and their safety and overall well-being. I think we're headed to the right direction with the vaccines rolling out. But I just don't want him or anyone to be so hasty just for the money and just to kind of just jump into this so quickly. I think while I would love to see a full stadium, I would like to see them taking continuous precautions, just like the NBA has been doing with a very small capacity. And a lot of teams, due to local regulations, they're not doing that, and regardless of what Roger Goodell wants, if the local regulations don't let you, they're not going to be able to. And I think that's the right way to go. Just slowly, just making sure that they're doing it safely the right way. And then, we'll get there. I have no doubt we'll get there before 2022, like you said. But like as soon as this coming season, I don't know. As long as we do it safely, like you said, safety of the fans and the safety of the players more so than anything is more important than anything. So,
agreed. Yeah, I mean we have to continue to be precautious, and we don't want it to elongate itself. COVID. Honestly, Patrick and I live in Arizona, and so I don't agree with the parameters that our governor has set.
Right, and then I've been really extremely pleasantly surprised. I mean, I rarely go out, but a couple times I've gone out to grocery store after that parameters have been lifted up. I mean, I still saw 99% of people still wearing masks and practicing social distancing. I mean, just respecting like the essential workers, like.
Well, that's
I mean,
good. That's what's going on in that area of town. In my area of town, it is not so much that way.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So So I mean,
I still wear my mask. I still
no, I
practice.
know.
Yeah.
Me too,
Yeah.
me too. But
Yeah.
like, I don't know if you saw, but like, people were partying in Scottsdale on Friday night,
Right.
like it
Yeah, I
was
saw
fucking
that. Yeah.
like it was fucking 2018,
Yeah.
and it's like, anyway, moving on.
Off topic.
Yeah, but guys, I appreciate you guys joining the chat today. Some of us have been have declared that they are making their way out to go eat. I kind of want to do the same thing, Patrick. I'm sure you got to go eat as well, my dude.
Gotta go make some food.
Gotta go make some food.
Gotta go adult.
Gotta go adult a little bit. But hey, one love, guys, and sorry about all the technical issues today. Tomorrow is the same time tomorrow, 5 o'clock, most likely. If we come online earlier, I will, like I usually do, I will make sure that I set the schedule so that you guys get a notification prior to the time that we come on. But hey, thank you guys so much. Jalen hurts me. Big play Slay. Dak is king. King Miro. One love. Also, Keen Grayson, you too, my man. Thank you all for joining. Even though he's no longer here, Dennis Brown, you as well. Thank you so much. You guys have been phenomenal. Yeah. This is DB Talking Now, DB Talking Birds, DB Talking Philadelphia Eagles live with Patrick J. One love, guys. Have a beautiful rest of your Wednesday evening. Stay safe, stay healthy, and go Birds, baby.